What's good, Pippin Day family? Ollie Trades here, and today I'm going to be breaking down this actual loss that I took on odd JPY and a small winner that I also took, in total making me lose about $4,000. And so let's just get right into it. First things first, you guys already know I check Forex Factory. Now, if you guys haven't seen my video on what's going on with the Japanese yen, it is very crucial that you guys watch that, as there's still a lot of money to be made, right? So one thing I noticed here was Tokyo Core CPI came out at 2.2%. So I've already spoken about their bonds going up and how that's kind of like a bullish remark as their currency's been really oversold. Now their inflation is going up, which is once again a bullish remark. So remember, we're Australian dollar to the Japanese yen, meaning that if the Japanese yen is bullish, our pair is going to sell off. You guys know from my other videos that the Australian dollar has been moving very bearish. So if you guys look back, he had CPI come out at 2.1%, while it was supposed to come out at 2.5%. You go back even further, and you start to notice like their unemployment rate stayed the same. Their wage price index dropped. So things like this are just kind of giving me that bias that the Australian dollar is moving bearish, Japanese yen moving bullish. So when I'm entering the charts, I can already eliminate the idea of taking any buys on Australian dollar to Japanese yen, and I'm only looking for sells. And guys, make sure, if you're already at this point, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, as I'm dropping literal gems for free. And yeah, it just helps us keep growing. We're almost at 16,000 subs, so let's make sure we get there. But back to the charts. So I'm going to show you guys the loss I took and exactly why I messed up. Such a rookie mistake for me. It was honestly impatience. So you guys can see here, I'm going to change the colors of these two just to make them a little easier to understand. So here we had this red line. Touch separation, touch separation, touch separation, and then like kind of a breakthrough. And this is where I was fooled out, because this doesn't necessarily break this channel, right? So you have a very indecisive candle, and two things I want to focus on. One, we didn't get a candle closure below that wick. Two, it really only broke it because that candle opened to the side, right? Because the charts are moving from left to right. So this kind of only broke it because it moved to the side. Now, if I would have drawn, as you guys can see here, this trend line down here, like I did, then I would have seen that it actually held. And it would have played out beautifully, like for some buys. But like I said, I've eliminated the buys from my bias here. So there, I end up entering the trade off the quote-unquote break where I was faked out. Tucked my stop loss above here. And you guys can see it pretty much runs straight through it. Now, a zone that I had marked up before I took this trade, and when I notified like my chat and everything, I told them this is a riskier position. Now, the zone that I wanted to mark up was this one. And I'm going to show you guys right here. Look at the hour candle, how we get this nice push to the downside. We had touch, separation, touch, separation. And exactly on the minute 15, as you guys can see here, you have a very clear order block, which prints this new low. And right around there would be where the third touch is. So I was anticipating, if I am going to sell off, this is a very good price point for the technicals and the fundamentals to line up. So the significance of this candle right here and why I picked this candle is, if you guys look at Forex Factory, you're going to see that when we did have that Australian dollar news, the GDP at 7:30 p.m., right? That causes this big candle towards the downside. Then it pulls back up and creates this order block. So now this order block is created after the news is released. So to me, this is holding a very significant weight. And now I'm anticipating, hey, if we really are moving bearish, well then this is my market structure right here. If I were to draw it out, I had, this is, the high, and then the low, lower high, lower low. So if I'm getting in on a lower high, it's not confirmed until I print a new lower low, but then my stop loss should be above that previous high. So that's why you guys can see I get in over here off the order block entry with my stops above this high. Now this is where I kind of failed to manage this trade. So you guys can see, as I'm going to start to play this out, we move forward, you go straight into profits. And then price is nicely rejecting this trend line over here. And now this is what happens that completely invalidates this trade. Right? Price drops. Beautiful drop. At this point, you're floating 1-to-1, right? Price is respecting, hanging around there. And then right here, we get, yes, it kind of breaks to the side, but you still get a strong candle closure on the hour, and it's above that previous wick, right? So at this point, I should be pulling out of this trade. Right here, it's at a 0.55 risk to reward ratio, which is fine because at the end of the day, this is sticking to the trading plan. I'm respecting this level because of this dynamic liquidity being respected and creating a third touch. So if it's not respected, then a part of my trading plan is get out of this trade so you can secure yourself. Now you guys can see price comes back up, boom, goes into deep drawdown, and then prints another leg lower. But as you guys can see, it's pretty much retesting this trend line over here, and now it's moving bullish again. So once again, once you kind of see that it's rejecting off of here, you could have gotten out. Another chance to get out at a 1-to-1 had you not taken that first exit. Once again, I didn't take the exit. Now this is where it starts to get like kind of, you guys can see here, retesting the trend line, but for the bullish side once again. So let's say you see the rejection, it's a chance to get out. Right now you're at a 1.4 risk to reward ratio. Right, you see it reject again, great opportunity to get out, 1 to 1.5. But honestly, at this point, you shouldn't be in this trade. And that's like what I'm trying to emphasize here. Right? Continuing this trade, you guys can see, now it starts playing bullishly. And now what happens? I go into even deeper drawdown. And at this point, I was like, okay, this is really dumb of me if I take a loss on this trade. I should have already been out of this position. There's no reason why I should be in. I told myself, hey, you know what? I have to get out of this trade. Obviously, I accepted the risk when I entered the trade at my stop loss, but it's also kind of outside of my trading plan. So here, you guys can see price moves. And the second we got back into profit, which was right about over here, and when I saw this break, I decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to get out of this trade for a nice little 0.5 risk to reward ratio. Now, what I will say is we did have this dynamic liquidity, touch, separation, touch, separation, touch, separation, touch, separation, right? And then it gets broken. Now, I could see this dropping to here. That to me is still a valid take profit, but I would rather follow my trading plan and get out of this trade than continue to risk or like try to get potential profits and make them by breaking my trading plan. Because as long as I follow my trading plan, it's going to save me in these 10 other trades that I should have lost. Even if by breaking it, I was going to win this one, I was going to end up having to pay the price 10 times more because I was going to start to break it later on and it wasn't going to play out in my favor. So everyone can see here, you guys can even see the first trade I lost 10.5 thousand. The second trade I made back 7,000. So it's fine. Trading is not about winning every single day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys want to build a fundamental edge alongside me and my team where we guarantee profitability within 75 days, I'm going to leave the link to that in the description. And if you guys want all my trades, we have this offer where it's $1 a day for the first 7 days. And then after that, it renews at $92 a month. And every single trade, I only send out one take profit. And if I close early, I let you guys know so all of us make money at the same way. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.